Well, good morning, dear, right outside my kitchen window. I don't know why you're so still. Where's the rest of your family? Whew. Yeah, it's still Friday morning. It's still May 1st, the lusty month of May. I haven't done a lick of work. I had to get my kid up, and I posted a video up on YouTube. Maybe the most boring video I've ever posted on YouTube. 2 days worth of boredom. In fact, it's the weather, and it's going to be another yucky day. And I'm still a little irritated with the weather because I got my car back and I can't drive it. Because who wants to drive a convertible with the top up when it's 48 degrees? Even if I got heated seats, it's still not as much fun. So that's pretty frustrating. I got to check and see if my all my breather pipes will be in today. They're supposed to be delivered today, which is super cool. So we'll get all those vacuum leaks taken care of and all those leaky breather hoses. So just for fun, I thought I found, oh gosh, I got to put this up on the tripod or do something. I'll just hold it for a little bit. No, I'm not. I'm going to put the tripod up. Hold that thought. All right, that's better. Just for giggles, and there's another word, there's an expression for that, and I'm going to leave that one alone. I found the case, the box that had a holder, all the stuff for the GoPro Hero 7 White that we bought for my son for Christmas a couple years ago, even though that wasn't really what he wanted. But we got a good deal on it at Target. It was on sale. And he wanted AirPods. He eventually got AirPods. Since then, but this is 2 years ago, and the very first day we got it out in the ocean, goofing around, he threw it to me twice like a moron, and then I got hit in the back by a wave, and it knocked it out of my hands and gone. I mean, 20 minutes. So the $180 or whatever we paid for the thing for 20 minutes, and we never saw any of the footage of it. So I found all of the boxing for that, and I thought, you know what? I should see if I can grab one cheap, used, because everybody hated it, apparently. If you really liked a GoPro, the only redeeming quality of this thing was that it was already waterproof, but other than that, it was the cheapest of the 3 models that came out that year. There was the Hero 7 Black, the Hero 7 Silver, and the Hero 7 White, and that's fine, because, this was our first one, and I wanted it more than he wanted it. And we lost it, and I thought, yeah, nobody's gonna be charging full price for these, right? Wrong. I just did a quick little Google search, and everybody that is trying to sell these things is still trying to sell them pretty close to what they were charging originally. Certainly not for a 2-year-old product that most people didn't like. Even on Facebook Marketplace, I went into Facebook Marketplace, and I don't want to embarrass anybody, but people are asking literally full price for these things on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, $150 for a 2-year-old thing. There's a new one out, and the new ones are so much better. Why would I? It's just so... Cincinnati Dad fail. I thought I'd be able to do this. We've got one joker here who's got his in the box and everything, and they want to sell it for more than retail, $220. They weren't $220 when they first came out, and you're just people crack me up, we sold my parents' house after they passed away, and my sister lived in it for a while, and there were a couple of members of the family that really thought that we needed to sell the price for what we thought the house was worth. And it was worth a lot more to us because it had been my grandparents' house. That house had been in our family since the 20s, really, I think. The 30s. I think they moved into that house in the 30s. But that's not what the market thought the house was worth. The market determines the value, not what you think something is worth. So you see a lot of old things sitting around, cars in people's driveways. As an old Volkswagen guy, you see a lot of Volkswagens rusted away. A lot of other cars too. It's not limited to just Volkswagens, because the people that own them are never going to fix them up, but they have a sentimental attachment to the car, and therefore they think the car's worth a lot more than it's worth. And If it's rusting, you know, it's not worth. I have wanted a Volkswagen thing for years, and right now especially. I just wish, I mean, when I first started looking at things 10 years ago, which is amazing to me that it's been that long, you could still pick up a rusty that needs work, a Volkswagen thing for $500. Now a rusty needs work thing is $5,000. And in fact, that's why I bought the TT, because I was looking at things and I realized that for what I'd have to spend to get something I spent $4,000 on that car. And so $4,000 for a working, running, good-looking 18-year-old car, as opposed to $4,000 would buy me a not running, not working, rusty 40-year-old car, 45-year-old, 48-year-old car, 6, 7, something like that. So lesson learned. All right, too much talking. See ya. So it's clean up the memory in our phone day. I'm in all of my projects in iMovie. And so when you pull it up, and it says some of the videos in this project are being downloaded from iCloud, that means that I've already done some cleanup in my camera roll, and the videos that were being used in this project that were in my camera roll, I've already deleted, which is fine because I backed them all up to Flickr. And I also back them up in the cloud, but it won't get them. So that message alone is enough for me to say, okay, and I know that I can't open it, I can't edit it because it's gone, so we're just going to delete the project, and then we go on to the next one. Yep, there's another one. Okay, delete. Fun. I'm more than a little frustrated by this. The last major car part that I'm waiting on, all of my breather hoses, were scheduled, they're on the vehicle, and they were scheduled for delivery today. And then a couple hours ago, even though they're on the FedEx vehicle for delivery, they changed it to Monday, which means that I won't have the weekend to put those hoses on my car. Come on, FedEx. Oh, look. Look what showed up today. Just after my rant. I have a rant, and then the package actually shows up. FedEx, I know you're busy, so I'm just going to say thank you for delivering this today. This makes me happy. I can get these installed this evening. It's good. Such a small package for so much money. But how about that? Yay! Right, before I get too long in the process, there's that box. So we need feet for the box, and the pieces that I have over here are all too small. So I dug out this thing, which I've been hanging on to forever, against the back fence. I got to get these screws out of it, is my plan to do that first. And then I'm just going to cut fresh legs out of this piece. I've got some more of them in the back that I want to use to make a kayak rack. I've had that down there, and it should be an easy thing to do, and I don't know why I haven't done it yet. I mean, I got all this old
It was somebody else's old deck, and we stole a bunch of it. He gave it to us so that we could build a treehouse with it, and I've just been hanging on to it for years. And it's fine. It's pressure treated. It's been sitting along the back fence. It's actually in pretty good shape. Yep, totally stripped that sucker out. All right, here come the vice grips. Well, the channel on. I'm a slacker. I didn't film it. I measured, I cut. I have my 4 6-inch pieces. So now this is relatively flat, gonna put them underneath and screw them in. Yes, of course, we drill pilot holes in our corners first, and then we'll screw it in. Just occurred to me leaning on this that I probably want to put a leg in the middle too. Well, it's upside down. It turns out that using these for feet, it's not stable enough because of the width of the top. So I'm going to cut little 45 degrees angles here so I can stick angled pieces here and widen the feet on that. We'll see how that works. But it's also getting kind of late. I want to take a shower and go to bed. So we've cut our triangles, and we're gonna put them on here like that, right? So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that exactly. I think I'm gonna drill a hole where my thumb is, and then run a screw in there to hold it into place. And then don't know how I'll drill the other screw. Maybe because I don't really want the screw going through the bottom because I don't want it to mess up the balance of the thing. I don't know, I'll figure it out. There we go. That's what we ended up with. I really could take these stop blocks out. Maybe I'll do that. I think it'll look better without those in there. I only put them in there to hold it, to know where to put this thing. So, alrighty. Actually, maybe I'll screw that into it. It might give it a little bit more rigidity. That was a Friday. Wow. I got a lot of stuff done this evening. Built some things and everything. Hope you have made your May 1st what you wanted your May 1st to be. And therefore, I hope your April wrapped up the way you wanted it to wrap up. Another month down. Hope it was filled with goodness. Even though you spent pretty much the whole month, in this quarantine thing. Me too. I need to sweat a whole bunch tomorrow and a whole bunch ever because, 7 weeks into this thing, I have put on weight, which is a bummer. Oh, well, it is what it is. I just need to work harder. That's just silliness. So, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you're new here, go ahead and ring that bell so you can get notified when I post new videos, which is nearly every day. Cincinnati Dad, signing off.